Hello, everybody. In this video, we're going to cover the alternate view of the Edit Existing Job window. It's the latest and greatest view, and it's the view that everybody should learn and get familiar with because it has all kinds of different features to use to your advantage. So let's just jump right into it. In order to set up the alternate view, you want to go to Setup, go down to Application Settings, and choose Alternate, and then just hit Accept. Now you can get into the job just like you would any other way. I'm going to use F4 on my keyboard, which is a shortcut to get into the Edit Existing Job. You type in your job number and just click Enter. Now, this blank spot right down here, this is going to get filled in once we enter or once we click on a survey detail. We're about to see that in just a second. Everything up here is pretty much the same. Nothing's really changed up there, but everywhere from survey list down is all new and really valuable stuff. We're just going to kind of go down the line and see the changes and differences. So let's click on the party to be served detail. And you notice now you have your edit survey detail and service information over here. We're going to get into that part in just a moment. First, let's look at these icons. We've got comments. So if you click on comments, it's going to bring up the comments for the job for the detail that we are actually on. So 11 Baker Street is the detail we're on. That's when we clicked on comments, and that's when we see. We can drop this down and choose others if we want, or we can look at all, and now we see all of the comments for every survey detail. Very similar with the attachments. You can click on the attachments. You see the attachments based on the survey that you're on, 11 Bakers. You can choose all, or you can choose others in order to see them. And then you have this option right here, which is the duplicate survey. This is a very nice one. If you click on that, it adds a brand new survey detail with the same exact information all in one single clip. So let's say that you didn't serve Johnny Doe at 11 Bakers, but you served Janet Doe. Now you have a brand new survey detail, and you can put in it is the sister, and there you go. And very, very simply, now you have a brand new survey detail with whomever it is that you actually serve. Let's now cover the toolbar. So you can click on add. That's just going to add in a blank survey detail. All right. And then you can type in whatever it is that you would like. Looking down here real quick, we have party type not specified. That is no longer something that you're going to have to click in and do anything with. If it is a natural person, you just start typing the name and PST will know to just put natural person for you. The only time that you ever need to actually get in there is if you need to change it to business entity, in which case you can just change it. Otherwise, you leave it the way it is and ignore it, and it's one less thing to worry about. If you use the drop down near add, you'll see that there's add a duplicate survey detail, which is the same as this button here, or you can add survey detail from a job. If you click on that, that allows you to do a survey search to find the survey detail that might already be on an old job if you wanted to add it in here. To the right of that, you have replace. If you click replace, it will bring up the survey search, and it will replace whatever detail you're currently on with whichever one you search for here. The other option is to replace all of the survey details on this job with all of the survey details that are on an existing job. Then of course you have clear. So if you click clear, it just clears out everything for the survey detail that you are on. Or you can drop this down. You could just clear the address or just clear the geolocation. You have a copy option, which copies the survey detail. And then this option here is copy survey to include the suffix as well. Then you have your paste option. And this option is paste the survey with the service information if you wanted to also paste date, time, type of service, etc. Then you have view. The view option allows you to have comments, attachments, and a change history. Very similar to just clicking on these options over here. You click on the comments, it brings up the comments for whatever the survey detail is that you are on. So again, let's just look at that 22 muffin, and there we have the attempted service here. You can drop it down and choose whichever one you like. Same for the attachments and same for the change history. The change history shows you the change history of the specific survey detail you are on. Then you have map address. Map address will bring up Bing Maps for the address that you are currently on based on this information right down here. And then to the right of that, you have your display options. The display option is really nice. It adds the information into the survey list here. I have actually selected server type of service and service date time. You can choose any of these that you would like to have in this list. And then just whenever you're done, you click save as default. And then now it'll just be like that for every job going forward. And having the server is really nice because you can see different servers on different addresses. I got my default set to for all of these addresses, but then I have my mark server is serving 22 Muffin Street because you can have multiple servers on one job. Now, if you look over here, we have our date, time served, and our type of service. These columns are all blank. Same with our status because we have not filled out anything yet. And that is what we are going to do now. So you have your edit survey detail. This hide option just takes everything away if you just don't want to see it. But we're going to go right back into it. And now you can edit whatever information you want. So if you need to edit it, you can. If you don't, then you can just kind of skip over to the service information. So I'm going to fill in service information. We're going to put in, I'm going to type the letter T right now, and that puts in today's date. I'm going to tab over to time, puts in today's time. Now the date and time served are up here. You can have multiple dates and times served. And this box here, this is the actual service information. That is automatically going to be checked for you once you've input a date and a time of service. Then I'm going to tab over to my type of service, and I'm just going to type in the letter I to bring up my individual personal type of service. And down here under status, it says served and set all other unset statuses for other addresses to ignore. Now, this is really important because with this view, you can have multiple affidavits for each address. So I could have all of these set to non-served, for example, and I could have a non-served affidavit for each of these addresses and a served affidavit for this one. But if you only need one affidavit, say the affidavit of service, you have this box checked to set all other unset statuses for other addresses to ignore. And once you click off of it, it now has ignored every other address because you don't need an affidavit for them, and there is no longer anything else that you have to do. If you needed more than one affidavit, you of course can now fill in the service information for this one, whether it is a non-served or other type of service. And then you would just change the status from ignore to a served or non-served status. And then now you can print out multiple affidavits for this one job. That is pretty much everything with the alternate view. Makes things a whole lot easier to see everything all in the same job. The last thing is going to be this actual view. I have it a little bit wider than say taller. So my address information, edit survey detail, and service information are to the right and left. If I were to just drag this in a little bit, now it's more of a web browser sort of view. I can scroll down to see all of the information, or just continue to tab through whatever your preference is, but it's all still in the same window. So if you have any questions, please give us a call at 407-679-1539 or email us at support@dbsinfo.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.